Hi everybody, it's Carrie and welcome back to another video. Now here's the funny thing, guys. This vlog, I actually recorded a lot of footage for it, but by the time I went back and actually watched the footage, I don't know what I was on. I'm gonna be honest, when I was recording the footage for the vlog, it was like over an hour or whatever. I was just on something. I don't know what I was on, but I was crazy. And I kept repeating like the same thing 100 times. So when I started watching everything back, I was like, this is literally me talking about the same thing nonstop for an hour. Just like repeat, repeat, repeat. So then when I started watching it, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's just better to like redo the vlog. And so that's kind of what we're doing. So of course you can kind of see some of them. I completed pretty much all of my pattern tests. I'm going to show you guys them, of course. I honestly don't even think when I recorded the vlog footage like I had that much of me like actually crocheting. I think it was just like literally 60 minutes of me like repeating the same thing. Admittedly, I was having some issues because just with like so much stuff going on, I was like under a lot of stress, but like not really. Like I didn't feel that stress, but like my body must have been stressed. I don't know. I have had some people before who have been concerned about my health. Love y'all. I'm good. It's just like when I talk about being tired, you know, I don't sleep that much, but reality, like honestly, I haven't slept that much in like 4 years. So I understand where some people might be like, oh, only getting like, you know, 6 hours of sleep isn't that good. But then when you've been doing it for 4 years, you just kind of adapt and then it's really not that bad. Like I can't imagine actually sleeping in now because I'm so adjusted to the schedule and I love having so much time. Like I can't even fathom not waking up and doing everything that I do. Like it's so part of me that it would be like taking away a piece of me, I think. And of course, I've said this so many times before, I love working. I am a true workaholic. When people say to like take breaks, it just doesn't work for me. I have a lot of like issues up in the noggin. One of the things that has helped me out tremendously, really like keeps me going every single day, is working. So I get a lot of enjoyment out of working. It's very fulfilling to me and it's kind of like my motivation to keep going every day. Don't worry guys, I'm okay. But one of my issues I've had literally my whole life, so don't be surprised or scared. And this is a family thing, like my whole family has it. I have a lot of problems with like heart acid reflux. Like I'm pretty certain an ulcer before. That was like 4 years ago. I was having problems with a client when I was doing my horses a lot more. I felt like I had a lot of problems when I was doing the horses. Just feeling so bad. Like I couldn't eat certain foods. I've kind of gotten a little bit back to that point, but I think this is just more like maybe I'm stressed, but I don't feel that stressed. Like some days I definitely feel like a little bit more like than others, but I have been having some problems with just my acid reflux, feeling nauseous a lot. And I do admit that that's probably because I'm a little like, but at the same time, I ate spicy food. It's the same spicy food I've had before, but it's been like 2 years. And girl, it messed me up. I had horrendous heartburn and just like everything for like 2 or 3 days. And so some of the clips I was recording, I was like in the worst of it, in the thick of it, and I literally looked like I was like a Victorian child on my deathbed. Like it was so bad. And then I was like delirious from that, and then I was not sleeping. I didn't sleep much last night because same thing, I think I'm having like drainage and it's like kicking things up, so I felt nauseous all night. But I was just like, I look so rough, guys. So that's one of the reasons why I just decided I'm gonna restart the vlog. I'm gonna show you guys all the pattern tests that I completed, and I think this is honestly, I don't have any more pattern tests. Kind of a weird feeling, not gonna lie. But I do have technically 2 customs. I need to finish up one custom that I've been needing to finish up for like ever, and then another horse. And then I have been working, just starting back market prepping, so I'll show you guys. Here are 2 new patterns that we will be carrying over into the new year. So I made the prototypes like, I always make one of a new pattern and see how I like it before continuing on. So I have this little owl. We got some photos. I have this little owl. This is Madeline Mayco, and I believe this could be out now. When I got it, it was part of her Patreon, but she might have put it out for people to, you know, get now. So I have 4 of these now. And then I am currently working on these little flower petal things. This, I believe, is by Cable Canvas. Oh my god, guys, look at my hair. I'm working on these, and I have written down, I'm gonna make 4 for the stores. I think I'm gonna make this pink color and then a light purple, and then I'm gonna make 8 for my markets, but I'm going for like pastel spring color. So I've got purple, like lavender, pink, yellow, and then I might do a light blue. Yeah. But I'm doing this in Honey Bunny and Premier, of course. It ended up being smaller than I thought. I don't really know how much I'll be able to sell it for, just because it is a little bit on the small side, but it does involve sewing and stuff, and I don't know, this life is confusing enough for me. So I'm gonna be making more of these guys. I got like 4 or 5 of them done yesterday, and I got 4 of the owls done yesterday, so I got like 10 things done. It's amazing not doing the pattern tests, because usually those have so much like complicated details that like they take me like a day to get them done, like, or like a day or like a half a day or something. That doing these small things, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like Lightning McQueen over here. So let me grab my pattern test. So I'm pretty certain that last time I showed you guys the little goblin, I'm pretty certain I did. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it did. So I will just start showing you guys. This first one I have is the Vulpix. This is the Pokemon and everything. It completely sits, which is super nice. And I got to learn some new techniques with like doing the tail and everything, so it will be kind of standing up a little bit more when it sits. That was my first time doing this technique, crocheting the tails in and then making the little like curves and everything, doing the crocheting there, and it ended up turning out pretty cute. I mean, I like it. I don't know how well it will sell because it's a Pokemon, like that's still undecided for me because, you know, I didn't get into convention. So sad, I got waitlisted. So I have all these Pokemon that I'm hoping at some point somebody will just like absolutely fall in love with my little Pokemon, but we'll see. And then right here I have this Jester Sprite. As you guys know, I've done a lot of Jester themed animals recently. So this is by Red Mills Crochet, but I'm not 100% certain if it will be released to the public, but I'll have that information in the video like at the end of the month with a recap of all of the pattern tests from February. I'll do what I did before with like including links and everything for the patterns that are out, but I think pretty much all these patterns should be out by the time that video comes around because it is middle of February and I don't have any other things planned right now. So I have this one. I did, I think it's Little Bunny, the yellow again, and then went with just like a blue-green theme, very me. I so badly was gonna do the dark one again, but I was like, I've made so many like Jester animals in that I need to like do something lighter, so I chose more blues, just a light blue. I have this absolutely adorable little giraffe, and this is by Loops and Knots Crochet, I believe, and it's super cute. This was actually the last pattern test that I finished, and it's super easy to make. I think it took me like an hour and a half maybe, and the only thing is you just sew like the little limbs and everything on. They're not crocheted into the body, but it ended up super cute. I'll probably make a couple more of these for my market. Some of these pattern tests I don't really plan on making more of them until I get a little bit more into the market season, just because I don't really know, like I said with the Pokemon, I don't know how they're gonna sell, but something like this and like the little bunny that I did before, Aura, I feel like I'll probably end up making a few more just because they are cute little animals that I feel like anybody would appreciate and love. And then the last two I have this Valentine's themed Umbreon. This is by Joyfully, you guys know I can't ever say the name, Joyfully Meraki, whatever. And I always have problems saying the username. I think her name is Jayla. And she's the one who I did the Koi Fish Dragon for. Jesters, and I think that's it so far. Yeah, I think those are the ones that I've done. So I did this Valentine's kind of heart themed Umbreon, and I ended up deciding to do it in a hot pink, and it turned out super cute. I really like it. It's funny because she needed help with pattern testing, so I had to like crank this sucker out a little bit quicker than I usually would, but I really like it. I think she's gonna be releasing more of the evolutions in this type of body style because it sits on its own and everything. It does require a decent amount of sewing, but honestly, I think I've mentioned this before, with the more pattern tests I've been doing, sewing really doesn't bother me that much. I think it's like anything. I think the more you do it, the more you realize that it's not like that bad. Most of the sewing now that I use the little Amy sticks is 100 times easier than before when I was just kind of like winging it. Definitely the Amy sticks make life a lot easier when it comes to sewing these big projects. The last one I have to share with you guys is my little magic wizard kitty. This is by, I think it's RAJA Crochet on Instagram. I got chosen to test her little magic kitty and I absolutely love it. It has a little cloak right here with stars and whatnot, and it has the hat as well with some stars. And the cloak is removable. I did the little bow in acrylic yarn opposed to Chanel yarn so it wouldn't fray as bad. And I won't say that the inside of the cloak is perfect because I haven't to pull through the colors, but I think it turned out adorable. I used the limited edition color mashed potatoes for the body, so it's kind of like this creamier yellow opposed to a bright yellow. And I think I mentioned this before, I mean, I still made a good deal some things out of Sweet Snuggles Light. I'm just being a little bit more particular about where I use my Sweet Snuggles Light. Once I get my yarn in, I'm not gonna worry about it because I'm gonna have yarn to use and everything. And I'll give you guys a very brief update on the yarn. I think I mentioned this before, the deposit is down, so we are cooking. I got confirmation that it was received last night. I feel so bad for the person I'm working with because I'm such a control freak. I've mentioned this before, that not knowing what everything is happening makes me a little glitchy. So I have been messaging her nonstop. So luckily the money showed up. Thank God. I was so worried because it's not a little amount of money. So the deposit's been received, so they're gonna start manufacturing everything. I will get samples in soon and the label is done. I can't show you guys it because I don't want to show you guys it yet, but it is adorable. I think it is one of the cutest yarn labels. I had an amazing person work with me again and it's so cute. Like, I feel like so many yarn labels are so basic and you just kind of like this is, it's really cute. And I already have plans to like have a whole photo shoot done with the yarn and probably Sloan and Freya, and I think it's gonna be like the cutest thing ever in my opinion. But that's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna start because it's 8:37. I'm going to start work today, which will either be the custom or I might continue to make some market things. At some point I will need to order more Premier and more Honey Bunny because I'm using it more. And there's certain colors that like I just need to get. Like, it's hard to find Sweet Snuggles Light in pink right now, and the pink that I have is crap. There are like a few things that I do need to pick up at some point, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. So I'm gonna get back to work and I will check in with you guys probably at some point to show you guys what I've been doing. But I'm not doing any pattern tests right now, so it'll just be back to normal me things. Longtime viewers of the channel already know we're in Carri's driveway. There's my barn. But guess whose computer decided to yoink itself this morning? I've literally had this computer for a month. Not very happy, Apple. So I found an appointment for like 12:30. So I'm gonna drive over to the Apple store. I'm assuming they're gonna have to either replace my computer, which would be so depressing, guys, because I have so many stickers on my computer. It would ruin me because they're also like new stickers. I don't have duplicates. And then there's a Joanns near there, so I think I'm leaving early. My appointment's at 12:30 and it's 11:14. It will take me like 30 minutes to get to Joanns. I'm considering going to Joanns and just stopping in and seeing, like, I don't use a lot of yarn from Joanns, but I was thinking maybe they have really good deals on like polyfill or something. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna stop at Joanns and then I'll go there because I feel like after I'm not gonna have the motivation to stop at Joanns and Now that I don't really have to go out of my house, it's really hard for me to want to go out of the house. So, I'll check in with you later. Well, good afternoon, friends. I can't tell you the last time I picked up my camera. My computer cracked. Like, the monitor, I don't know what happened to it. Whatever. I've literally had this computer for a month. It kind of like, and then I was like, I can't edit anything because I do all my editing on my computer. So I was like, what's the point? Finally, Shala is home, but I'm really sad because I had so many like really cool stickers on the back of it that I couldn't get off. I was so upset because I just got one of the stickers and they were like my favorite stickers. So I'm gonna have to redecorate the back of it, and hopefully this time my computer won't crash on me within like a literal month of owning it. Like, I don't know, I feel like iPhones, like my back of my iPhone has cracked non-stop. Like, I feel like they're getting worse quality because I'm taking care of them better. Like, when I was like 13 or 14, well, no, actually that's a lie. I got my first phone when I was 16. I had like a little iPod back then. It was like the little iPods when I was like 14 or something. But I used to be like brutal to them. I think I used to like throw them to see if I could break them. They never broke. Nowadays, I just look at my phone the wrong way and it's like, don't even get me started on that. But it is now the 23rd of February. It's crazy. And you can maybe tell, I can't tell. It is chaos in here. First of all, my shelves are full to the max, guys. And I actually have plushies like down here and stuff. Like, we are full, which is really fun. I just completed a pattern test today for a little alligator, but I'll get some pictures and better videos of it tomorrow because I need to like do all the fun things and kind of finish it. And I think I'm pretty much caught up besides that on all my test recalls. Like, I feel like I haven't applied to too many right now just because I'm trying to figure out like what I'm doing. And then this is like a crazy week, y'all. I'm moving out of those 2 stores. Let's see, today's Sunday, so I'm moving out of them Wednesday. Crazy thought. And then I have to take my dogs to the vet Thursday. It's gonna be an insane week. I'm so upset too. The weather's supposed to be so nice and I want to ride a ton, but like I have so many other things that I'm gonna have to miss riding. It is what it is. But the thing that I wanted to show you guys, because I think the last thing I recorded was me like going to Joanns. Guys, look at my floor right now. Shama. Granted, that is more yarn than just Joanns, but I did go to Joanns and then I spent like $250 or like $300 today putting an order in for Hirschner's or whatever. They had that like deal that if you bought a bag of 3 of Parfait, it was like $4 cheaper, and then the shipping I got down to like $1.25, so it was like and then I want to try and do a few flowers and everything, and I've never worked with milk cotton before, so I went ahead and I put in a big order with Made with April, aka Tina. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be able to try her yarn. I think it'll be so much fun, and I'm hoping to make some like standalone flower type things. Like, I've kind of found a pattern that I want to try and do where I wouldn't have to necessarily have like a full-on bouquet. So we're gonna see how that goes. But I ordered some yarn today, so man, I have spent so much money in yarn today. And you might be like, girl, aren't you creating your own yarn line? Yes, but since I don't really know, I don't have like a set date when everything is happening, I can't really like plan anything. And plus too, like I think I've mentioned this before, the purpose of the yarn isn't for me to have all this like crazy amount of yarn. Probably what I'll do is if there's like maybe any yarn that's like B grade, maybe if like it has a mark or something on it, like anything visible that I can see that's like wrong with it, I'll probably end up keeping the yarn myself and just using it for my stuff because it doesn't really bother me per se. But I have to buy yarn because I still have so many things going on between pattern testing, and I finally did get accepted into my first market. So first market of the year for me will be April 12th. That will be at my typical place. I'm waiting to hear back if I got into the May market, which will be 2 days. And then I will be taking June, July off. I'm hoping by that point, springtime, like April, May-ish, the yarn will be here, and it will probably end up working out totally fine because then I won't have markets for a couple months, or I'll have an easier schedule. So I feel like things are just gonna be a little easier for me to handle starting out, of course. But I want to show you guys, look at this little Easter egg chick thing I made. Oh, we got some fuzzies. I just made this tonight. I was actually going to do a small one. They had like 2 sizes, but then by the time I started crocheting, I was like, I did the medium. So I committed to it because I was too far that I thought if I pulled things out, it would be bad. So I made this one as a little demo. I don't know if I'm going to do these for markets because y'all already know I'm not like a seasonal gal. I got, I don't even know, 15 like Christmas items in my boxes that I don't know what to do with. Like, I don't have space. Like, this is my boxes right now. This is the state. I can't see what it looks like. I'm hoping I show you guys. But yeah, guys, there's still like so long to the market. And I still have so much I need to make. And that doesn't even include all of those. I don't need the Christmas stuff. I don't even have space for anything. But I wanted to show you guys basically what I got from Joanns. I'm not the biggest Joanns person, I'm gonna be 100% honest, just because like none of their yarn really falls necessarily in a category that like I normally buy. When I was first starting out, I did shop at Joanns because I used, what was it, like Big Twist, whatever the acrylic was, I used it. And then now I don't use that, so I just like really never went to Joanns. I have Posh, but I don't really use Posh. I used Posh the other day to like make a mock-up of a pattern, but it kind of scares me because I was thinking like if I had to rip things out, Posh is easier to rip things out on. Like I don't really use Posh. I don't think I ever tried Baby Bear, but I saw it when I was at the store, and I was having difficulties figuring out what the difference is between Posh. Like, they looked pretty similar. They have a lot of Burnett and stuff, which I don't typically use. So Joann's isn't like, it doesn't speak home to me. Because of everything I do with Michaels, I do end up usually having like so many rewards and all that type stuff with Michaels. And they're always doing sales at Michaels. So I do tend to lean towards Michaels. Of course, also with Sweet Snuggles Light when it's in stock. So I went to Joann's not knowing what I was gonna find. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just find like a really good deal on polyfill. I don't know, whoever went in there and like swept that stuff out. Even though it hasn't been that long and like the deals weren't great. I think it was like 25% off. And I know you could wait until probably later on to go, but honestly, at least with the Joann's I went to, I don't think they would have anything. It was pretty depleted when I went. I can't imagine that like in 2 weeks or something, or like a week, there's gonna be that much. Like there were certain colors of like Posh and Baby Bear that was like gone. I think the colors I saw were like the really bright colors, like there was really bright pink. Of course, like the acrylic yarn they had a lot more of than like Burnett, things like that. So I went, I got a few things. I'll show you guys. I never do yarn hauls because I feel like there's so, ow! I feel like I always get so much that it's like, oh. But I have all these bags on my floor and like, I wanted to do a yarn haul kinda, but then at the same time I was like, girl, like I need to like record this so I can get this all off my floor because it's really driving me crazy. Let's start with this. This bag is a shocker bag. I think y'all will be shocked. Well, first thing, I got these little crates. I would love to hear if anyone has any recommendations for table setups. I like need to figure out a way to change my table setup, but nothing is clicking because I use those wooden crates, but I use so many of them. I think it's like 8 or 9. They take up so much space in my car. I'm not even kidding. Low key, considering going back to Joann's and getting some boxes like this, like they have much bigger sizes, and doing that because they're collapsible, I don't really think it makes a difference. difference because those wooden crates really tick me off. I got these little boxes because I have been making, like, starting to try to attempt to make some smaller patterns. So I thought it would be so good to have like a little box that I could have like $10 items in, but then I realized that, like, I don't know, I guess I was tripping, like the depth of the boxes like this size isn't that big, so they really can't hold that many. It's on me, but I'm certain I can find something to do with these. I'm certain there will be, like, if I do like little eggs like that, like it will be easy to put things in and keep it a little bit more like together. So I bought 4 of these in total, all the same size, but like I said, I'm low-key considering just going and picking up, like, they had larger ones, so I'm considering it because it would be so much easier to just fold it and go opposed to the solid wooden crates. This is where it gets controversial. If you guys know me, you know I really do not particularly care for brunette. I don't know, I've just never liked it, the texture. I will say when I was at Joanns, some of them were like better textured, but I also like, brunette has a different look than like Sweet Snuggles Light or Parfait. It's the texture I'm assuming is different. And so I'm kind of partial to that, and I don't really lean towards brunette, but then I was like, But I did find a few things that I was tempted. Like, I kind of went there looking for these things because I've seen some people make like dragons or other things out of it, and I thought it would be kind of cool to incorporate. I don't know what. I would love recommendations on what you think I should make with them, but I wanted to give this a whirl, and it feels soft enough that I feel like I can get through a pattern. I got these, are these like the brunette baby blanket dappled things where it's like the color change. They're very subtle is what I would say. Like, I was expecting a little bit more like really dark to really light, but they're just really subtle. I'm not 100% certain how you even tackle these things. Like, I know there's like 2 different pulls that some people do, but I'm just like not really certain. But I'd love recommendations on what to make because I bought a few colors, and like I said, it is brunette, so depending on how it is to crochet, y'all might be hearing me in like a couple weeks cursing myself for even buying this stuff, but you live, laugh, and you learn. Or, I mean, yeah, brunette's gonna stay, like, it's not going away. Got this blue one, which same thing, like, I was, I guess, expecting more. I was expecting, like, it's not really giving that much drastic colors that I like to go from like really bright into like really soft. But I got a blue one. I got another green one. Like, this one I lean more to because we're talking about bigger color changes. Like, it's like white and it's green. Like, this is definitely a lot more my feelings with the color ombre stuff. And then they had a yellow one, which this one's just kind of like, I don't even know what I'm gonna make with it. But I will say that particular ombre whatever thing for brunette was like, I think those were literally the last skeins of it. So I was like, okay, somebody knows something, but they're not telling me, so I'm gonna grab them. So I did, and the last thing I have in this bag is 2 balls of Pipsqueak. Now, I don't know if you've ever guys been in the store and you just get like desperate and you start grabbing things, and the thing is I just start grabbing things and I never think about putting things back, and then I get to the cash register and then I look at how much money I'm spending, and then I just look at them and I'm like, well, I'm too embarrassed. I can't tell them to go put something back, and I'm not gonna put something back, so I just commit to it. So I got 2 skeins of Pipsqueak. Basically, I already have Pipsqueak, but I figured I can make an elephant. I don't know. Gray is so versatile that I can make pretty much most things in it, I guess. But I got 2 skeins. Don't ask me. I was just like, I was tripping. My Joanns was giving me problems. This is the last bag that has the most yarn. Nobody told me that Joanns had the fur. That's what we're gonna call that yarn now. The fur yarn. Nobody told me they carried it. Or I might have gone there before. So I saw they had tons of fur, and I was like, girl, honestly, I think my bill was mainly fur yarn. The person that was checking me out was like, what are you making? I was like, don't ask me because I don't know. But I bought a ton of fur yarn. I'm gonna show everyone. I have one in this like light blue situation, one in this brown type of color. I don't know. I got a hot pink one. Don't ask me, guys. I'm not even kidding. I was just grabbing random things. I have lavender. I have this green, which I guess is turquoise. I think it would be super pretty, but I'm a blue girl. What can I say? This kind of like lighter brown, I guess you could say. And then I have this red, which this, like, the skeins are giving something. I think that's all of the colors. I just have like 2 or 3 of each colors just because I don't particularly make like full plushies with this type of yarn. I just do a lot of accent pieces for it. So I think in total I've got like 20 skeins. I'm really excited to use the red and then the turquoise, and I'll probably do like what I've been doing, like it will be accents to patterns. I don't know if I really want to work a whole piece in fur yarn, not because I think that would be difficult, but it's just so much more expensive, especially since this is, I'm assuming Big Twist or whatever is part of Joann's and not like a separate brand. So I also don't really want to like use it up that fast, versus when I do accents, it takes me a while to go through a skein of yarn unless I'm doing a lot of accent pieces or like a really long accent with a lot of like stitches. So I should have some to hopefully last me for a while, but some colors I don't. You guys should have seen me fighting my inner demons because there was one that was like 5 multicolored, and you would have thought that I was getting attacked by some possession. Like, I had to go through it to get away from that yarn. And then the rest of everything I have is Michael's yarn, so really boring, and my camera is running out of storage, so we're not gonna go over that. But I did end up getting 40 skeins, and I went to a Michael's that's not super popular. It's kind of like, I'm surprised Michael's is even open because it never has anybody. But they had a lot of Sweet Snuggles, and they had a lot of Sweet Snuggles Light that was like kind of the old version. So I think I ended up getting about 40 skeins. It was 50% off the second one, so I saved so much money. I think I spent like $250 for 40 skeins. The saving was like 150 or something, so I definitely walked out of there feeling good, but I definitely looked crazy because I had a cart and my cart was overflowing and I had a basket, and the people were like, why do you even need that much yarn? I was like, don't ask me because I'm not gonna be able to tell you why. But I'll probably check in with you guys maybe tomorrow and I'll show you guys maybe how I set everything up. Like, I don't have enough room for all this yarn, but I knew when I saw it, and it was like, I was like, oh my god, like I'm ready to go to war just to have yarn, because I don't know when my yarn's gonna quite be here and I got a lot of things to do. So I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow at some point. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. My eyes are falling asleep and my camera has no more storage. So see you tomorrow. Well, everybody, when was the last time homie picked up the camera like this and held it? It's been a hot minute, but I figured I was going to show you guys around a little bit more, so can't just pop it on the tripod, so sorry if it's a little all over the place and you see the chaos that is my workplace. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've hardly crocheted today because I feel like doing so much other work. Like, tomorrow is gonna be crazy. I'm moving out of the 2 stores. I'm taking my dogs to the vet to get and I have somebody coming to look up board. I had somebody come today to look up board, but I'm like trying to actually be like grown up and act like I can run all these businesses. But guys, look at Shella. She is just like over Sonic. What are you doing, Sonic? But I have all of my current, well, some of them. I have more, and then I have extra guys. It's just crazy. I'm gonna show you guys the state of, please don't look at my floor. The state of my boxes right now for market prep. I have that one almost full. All of these, there's some space in some of them, but trust me, it's gonna get filled up. What is my hoodie doing, guys? What's my hair doing? I have stuff here as well, and there's my little horse pattern that I never finished. Ha 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 ha. But I don't really have space anymore for like all of these guys. Like, I don't want to talk about them. But let me show you guys my current yarn situation. She's looking, wow, this is just my outside yarn, right? I have the yarn that sits by me, but this is kind of what we're looking right now. Yeah, I have so much Premier coming, guys. I bought a lot because I've been using a lot more Premier lately, so I think I have like, I don't know, 60 skeins coming. And then this is some of the sweet snuggles that I ended up finding the other day. So I've got it in these bins. This is like Burnett and stuff. I'm gonna go through it because I'm actually gonna try and just give this away. Like, I don't have a purpose for it. I can actually use these bins to store yarn that I'm like interested in storing. Like, I don't need any of this. So I want to go through these, get rid of all this. But this is my yarn in here. It's gonna get even crazier. Acrylic yarn right here. I have a good deal of cotton yarn coming, so I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But I have my fur whatever yarn here, Honey Bunny. I have the Burnett that I grabbed, which, I mean, I have more downstairs, please. This is Bunny, and then beneath it is Posh. I put it in here just because I don't really use that, and like, I don't know what, this is like actually horrendous. If you use this yarn, please let me know. Is it supposed to feel this disgusting? Like, I didn't mind crocheting with it for the fur factor because look, this stuff is way fuzzier. But this has one of the most disgusting feelings. Like, it feels gross. It feels unwashed. All of the skeins feel this way. I don't really understand. If you have used this yarn, is this what it just feels like? Because I have all of this, and like, what am I gonna do with all this? Seriously. So, that's kind of the whole yarn situation right now. We're overflowing a bit. I know the other day I had said, oh, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna show you guys. So, that's me showing you guys. I'm trying to get back into filming, guys. It's been so all over the place, and I am so all over the place, and right now I'm like answering emails and work things, and I have hardly crocheted. Like, I feel like I'm doing so much admin work recently, but that's pretty much all I have for you guys this week. You know, we went to Joanns, we did a lot of fun things. I can't remember what else I did because this was filmed over like 2 weeks, but I'm gonna get back on a normal schedule. That's what I say every time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!